everyone, it's Heidi again. I hope that you're having a great day and you've enjoyed the first project. I have another card to share with you. This one is a fall card and it's featuring a new technique. We're going to use a baby wipe to get this effect on our wreath. Alright, so the first thing that you need is a half sheet of the Whisper White cardstock. So that's going to be 5.5 by 8.5. You're then going to need a piece of 4 by 5.25. This one is early espresso. I'm using again the wreath die. If I can find it in my mountain here. So this is the new wreath die out of the holiday catalog called All Around Wreath Dies. So we're going to be using the die, and then also I cut out a base. So the wreath is cut out of Whisper White, and the base is cut out of Crumb Cake. And then I'm also using just a little greenery out of the Bouquet Bunch die. I'll show you those in just a second. Get all those pieces over here. So this is the greenery from the Bouquet Bunch. And then all these little pieces actually come right from the All Around Wreath dies. And they're all over my desk there. So there we go. There we have it. Those are the pieces that we need. So the first thing that we're going to do, because this one takes a bit here, is we actually use some tin foil, and hopefully this doesn't blind you in my light here, but I have a piece of tin foil here. Just fold it in half. I doubled up the bottom just so in case I punctured it in any way. And then this is just a regular old baby wipe. It's not brand specific, just some that I found for $1 at the store. And we're going to use the re-inkers. The re-inkers are what's going to give us those colors on the background. The colors that I chose are Sahara Sand, Pear Pizzazz, Cherry Cobbler, and this one is So Saffron. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start doing some drops. And you could do it all over the baby wipe, but I just sort of did it in a circular motion there. And just randomly, wherever they may fall. This technique is a messy technique, so you could wear gloves. I'm not all that concerned. As you can see, I have it all over me. And then let's fill it in with the Cherry Cobbler here. Just takes a couple drops. All right, so there's our baby wipe all inked up. And then we're going to take the Whisper White wreath, and I'm going to set it down in the ink here, like that. Fold the tin foil back over, give it a good rub. You could use your fingers, but I'm going to use tweezers and just lift it up to see if there's any spots that I want that still need to be inked. You can see there's a couple of white spots left. I'm just going to put those spots back down and ink it again. And there you go. There's our gorgeous little wreath. Might be easier if I set it on a piece of white paper so you could see how pretty that is. Alright, so this does take a minute to dry. You could hit it with your heat gun so that you could use it right away. But I actually did a couple in advance so that I had a couple that were dry. I'm just going to pull that out here. And then all I'm going to do is fold my card in half. To add some interest to the background of this card, I used my early espresso paper. And I'm going to run it through the Big Shot in the corrugated embossing folder. This is our corrugated embossing folder, and it just gives us this sort of texture in the background. Put my Big Shot over here. And I'll turn it the right way this time. Last time I tried to do it and it was backwards and I was all thumbs. And with these larger embossing folders, and this is not the new 3D folder, this is an older folder. The 3D folders require the new 3D blue embossing plate, or the 3D embossing plate, not necessarily. And I am kind of a stickler to make sure that it's straight, because that will make me crazy if I don't. And it only requires one plate. We'll run it through. Whoop, Heidi, pay attention. And there we have our little corrugated piece there. Alright, so let's get this out of the way. And now it's just a matter of layering it up. So the easiest way I found to adhere this, that wasn't supposed to be there, adhere this corrugated piece onto the back of your card is using our tear and tape, which is super easy to use. You just literally does what it sounds. You just tear a piece off. And that gets all the bumps and lumps and helps adhere it down for you. I find it works much easier than just regular adhesive, snail adhesive. Now, reminder, any comments, likes, or shares on this video, and you'll be entered into a drawing to win this card. You might just receive it in the mail. Okay, so there is that. And now we will do our wreath. Now for this wreath, if you lay it down on the base, you can see that just the outside leaves really hit the base. The inside wreaths don't hit anything. So when we go to put a little glue on it, I'm just going to focus on the bigger outside leaves just to tack it down to the base. And I'm going to put a little spot of glue. Almost time to break out a new glue, I think. This one's running dry. And then we're going to flop it down on the base here. Position it where we want it. Alright, and I'm going to set this aside here. So now all these little pieces that I already cut out. For me, the easiest way was to take, again, a piece of this tear and tape, just a little piece, and this is what I use to build my little bouquet that's going to go on the background. First of all, these greenery were a little too long, so I'm going to determine where I want them and then put them on my little piece of tear and tape. Same for this other one. It was a little too long, so we're going to give it a haircut. We're going to place it on the tear and tape here. And that's going to give us a good side bow. And then these little pieces are part of that set as well. Just a little sprigs here. Those are in the all-around wreath dies, as well as these little white leaf pieces. Those are in that set as well. I'm kind of running out of real estate on my piece of tear and tape, so I'm going to grab some glue dots and layer those up on top. And we're going to cover the middle of this with a bow, so you don't really have to be too crazy about the way that it's overlapping. So there is that. Oh, and I glued it down to my table. And so then I'm going to peel off the piece of tear and tape. And for extra reassurance, I'm just going to do the back one more time with a glue dot on each side. Then I know it's not going anywhere. And I'm going to glue it right onto my wreath. So there's that. Then we're going to take this super pretty crushed curry seam binding. It's crinkle seam binding. It's so pretty. I love this stuff. And it's so soft and easy to work with. Makes gorgeous bows. And we're just going to tie a little bow. Still a little big, I think. I want it a little bit smaller. There we go. Now trim it off. Give it a little haircut. And I'm going to use a glue dot to glue that right on top of my wreath, like that. I think it may be time to sharpen those scissors. Alright, now again, because we're gluing onto this corrugated paper, I think that the tear and tape gives the best coverage to try and hit all those bumps in the corrugated paper. So I'm just going to take off little pieces of the tear and tape, and I'm going to put it around the wreath in 3 or 4 spots. And if I had the take your pick tool, they say that works wonders to get the backing off this tear and tape. I don't have it, so I'm going old school with my fingernails here. Not that I have much for fingernails. Alright, so then I'm going to glue my wreath right onto the background of my card. Push it all in there. And then last but not least, I'm going to take a scrap of our Whisper White. And I used Many Thanks. You could use this card for all kinds of things, but the Many Thanks actually comes out of the Itty Bitty Greeting set, which is a super versatile set. There's just literally all kinds of different greetings for every occasion. But I'm going to use the Many Thanks. This would make a really pretty Thanksgiving card if you had someone, family, far away that you wanted to send a Thanksgiving card, or close, any kind of family. And I'm going to stamp it in the Early Espresso to match the background of my card. Just on the end like this. And then I'm just going to cut it out, like make it into a strip. like so. And I'm going to flag the end. Just cut up the center and from each end. That gives you kind of a middle cut there. And I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to sponge the edges of it. And this one's already loaded. It's got some soft suede on it, or crumb cake rather, to tie in our background. And pull my card back in. Decide where I want to cut that off. So I could leave it long, but I think I'm going to cut off just a little bit here and grab yet another glue dot. Whoops. And I'm going to tuck my mini thanks right underneath there. Just like that. So there you have it. There's the second project for World Card Making Day. I hope you're enjoying some crafty time today and you're able to make some cards and enjoy the day. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for stopping in. Bye-bye.